working up there now.
Tag Rugby is a modified version of the game. Anybody 14 plus can get involved, and tag rugby can be played by people of all fitness levels and sporting abilities. You can play one 40-minute game each week and there's no training, so it's great for fitting into a busy lifestyle. Tag Rugby is a 7-a-side mixed men's or women's formatted game. Mixed teams have 4 male and 3 female players on the pitch during a game. Teams have substitutions, and there's no limit to how often you make changes. Games are generally played on a pitch measuring 70 metres by 45 metres, approximately half the size of a normal rugby league pitch. Each player wears shorts with Velcro patches on the sides where coloured tags are attached. The game begins with a kick-off from the halfway line. Much like the standard game of rugby league, attacking players attempt to score tries, while defending players try to prevent them from scoring by tagging them with the removal of their tag. The attacking team has 6 plays to try and score or get as far down the pitch as possible.
Okay, so you join us for the 3rd game of the day on pitch 1, the 4th round of matches in the competition. We've seen Great Britain win the first 2 games we've had on pitch 1. We now move to the men's 30s. We know this one was won 6-0 by Ireland in the opening game, so they'll be keen to build on that and some in this second match.
Yeah, so Ireland look to break early, put a marker down in this game straight away. But it's good D by GB, but Ireland nice and wide, good depth as well. So there's options. This squad not quite settled yet for the World Cup, so still a few places up for grabs. So a couple of people under consideration today, so it'll be interesting to see how they go today.
So just bringing you some of the results from the other pitches that we've had so far today. Mixed Open, they drew 8-8 in their first game. Honours even so far between Britain and Ireland in the Mixed Open category. Barry was tipping that one in favour of Ireland, as it's gone the last 3 years earlier on. Nothing to choose between those 2 sides. Women's Open was won 8-1 by Great Britain. So a fairly solid win there, as we see Britain knock on in this first opening few minutes here in the men's 30s category. Now, as we said in the pre-tournament trail, Barry, this is arguably one of Ireland's strongest sides, packed with talent throughout. But who are some of the key players we should be looking out for?
Yeah, it certainly is, and you'd be very hopeful of getting a result in this game. Again, as I said earlier, it's a lot of the strong players from 2018 and those who played 2015 and 2018 in the open category, but also some new players as well and some exciting players. So they would have come here confident of putting a lot of pressure onto GB, and so far, even in this game, there is a bit of pressure from the Irish players.
And it is Ireland who have a tap 10 metres out, another set of 6. And a big opportunity to be the opening scorers in this one, of course, with it being a supercharged series, as vital tags made just before the line by Poole and Hunt. Just 3 tests. Ireland could wrap up this one and win the first category of the day if they take the victory here.
Yeah, they look to go wide again. They got time and space.
A hand in there from Kenny Hunt. Unfortunately, it was what spilt the ball onto the ground. Had that not been there, it could have been a try for Ireland in the right hand corner. So a let off for GB, but not for long. Ireland will keep coming.
They certainly will. They look to pressurise again, but GB are defending well, it has to be said.
Tag made on Jack Levens. McAvoy.
Back outside to McAvoy. McAvoy looks to go himself, but he's well tagged, and it's the Gurge who'll look to go wide, most likely to Kennerson. Kennerson opts for the kick through, and it's a fresh set of tags for a late tag, I would imagine. So Kennerson opts to slow the game down. Goes back to row. Levens is tagged. Again, there's a suggestion that there's a penalty for pulling the shorts. So it's going to be a tag close to the line. A lot of pressure from Ireland at the start of this one.
And then the tag missed on Levens. He's gone over. The try is awarded. And Ireland take the lead in this one. Just a 1 point try. It was to the left of the box, as we see again on the replay. The little fake pass from Levens on the tap. Question whether the knee was down before the line. I think that's what the GB players were appealing for, but not in the referee's opinion.
More in hope there, Will, I think, than anything else, to be fair.
I think so. So GB behind on the board once again against their Irish compatriots, or counterparts, I should say. As Rob Chance fields that ball, went forward a little bit, he dealt well with it in the end. Bloom with a nice dart brings the ball into centre field, options both sides, and Great Britain go to the right hand side. There's Aidan Wilkinson, one of the numerous players from Yorkshire involved throughout the GB programme. Well, based in Yorkshire, Wilkinson. Roach, we've just seen his partner Emma Becker winning for Ireland Women's 35s. He will want to do the same thing. The fake switch with Wilkinson finds support on the right hand side in the form of Irish jerseys, and so it is Ireland who take over.
Good anticipation by Keane Neely. He just dropped a yard there expecting the kick and then gathered off the kick through, so Ireland get a chance to counter, albeit like they are close to their line. So that was a good set for GB. They moved the whole way down the pitch. They'll be hoping to engineer a turnover here.
Tag made by Mike Brent. Ireland having to come back to the mark.
And it's captain Miles O'Hagan opts for the kick, looking for 50-10, but it looks like it's going to go dead, which means tap kick to GB out 10 and Ireland back 7 metres. So nice attempt, but just short of 50-10.
Narrow margins there. Sees that ball go just to the right of the corner. So Great Britain, they'll be looking for a similar kind of yardage to be gained on this next set as they got on the last one, and they decide to fake to the right and go instead to the left, and here's the break. What a wonderful one it is as well by Ben Hughes from Yorkshire, unable to play in the World Cup unfortunately, but is available this weekend. Huge intervention from him there, gaining a nice lot of ground. Wilkinson, as play continues, Bloom switches the ball back inside. Gareth Roach still going, so it is O'Keefe, not Bloom. Tag is made on Roach, so Great Britain's attack will have to come back 12 metres from the Irish line, but the most promising and the most dangerous they've looked so far.
Yeah, has to be said. Good attack by GB there, and a couple of missed tags by Ireland, so they were getting to put Ireland under pressure a little bit.
Morahan over on the right hand side, and Ainsley trying to get through.
Good tag by John Cole though, preventing the score.
Roach finds Morahan and Aidan Wilkinson. The tag is made, fifth and final. Last chance for GB in this set to cross. Roach with the long pass to Ainsley, switches back inside. McDermott tries to keep the ball alive, isn't able to. Tag made, and Ireland will take over, having again once ensured that their line is not breached. They didn't concede a point in the opening game between these two, a 6-0 win. They still haven't conceded in this second test. Bit of an error at the roll ball.
On that line. Yeah, it was
a knock on.
Turnover. GB with field position and a chance now to do something.
6 tags from 10 metres out, or 11 maybe, at a nudge. Really the kind of place that this GB men's 30s outfit will want to be scoring from, as Aidan Wilkinson is tagged there.
Yeah, they've had two sets. This is their third set of tags down in the line, so they really need to get something from this phase of play.
O'Keefe.
Good tag by Jack Levens, pushing GB back a little bit.
So 5 GB players all in the same space on the field and not really offering the options that any of them want. Again happens there, just the 3 of them in the same square foot. A kick through, gathered well by Ireland.
Gathered by Podge O'Brien, who just gets tagged just as he looked like he might be in open country down the try line. Or down the touchline, sorry. Ireland looks to come out. Jack Levens on the ball to Kennerson. Kennerson looks to go wide, and it's a good ball wide to D-Rowan. D-Rowan is tagged just around halfway. Sorry, Chris McAvoy, that was with D-Rowan.
Goes for the 50-10. We saw at the B&I last year, as so many times before, how dangerous his boot is, and it works again for Ireland. 5 metres inside his own half, and not much angle to play with, Barry, but he's absolutely
he is exceptionally
got
good
that
at it.
on the money.
He's exceptionally good at it.
You know, if you're looking to play a territory-orientated, possession-orientated game, 50-10s like that with a good kicker are absolutely invaluable. They just give you great field position and keep the pressure on the opposition the whole time. A couple of tags used up already by Ireland. All on this tight right side.
GB, and I think, and then looking to go wide.
Simultaneous.
It's a good
tag is
tag.
eventually made.
Not played out, tag 4.
Levens not able to cross for his second in this one.
It's a good defensive set by GB. Ireland haven't been able to do much down on the line.
Contact there, and it is definitely closing the gap. And those 2 defenders leaving no space.
It was unfortunate for
Sandy
GB.
to run through.
They're ruining that defensive set because Ireland go back to tag 0 now. We'll get another chance to attack the line.
Tag 1. I know. I just wanted to get up.
Levens on the ball. Levens looks like he has time and space, and he's in. Unfortunately, a GB player slipped, and that is expensive because it's a 2-point try, and it's now 3-0 Ireland.
It is just able to sneak the ball in on the right-hand side of the box, and seems to have a bit of a kit malfunction here for Ireland. A torn pair of shorts, and Kennerson having to get an emergency replacement. Can't play in budgie smugglers only. But Ireland's leading by 3 now. 2 tries, both to Levens. 1 outside the box, 1 in it. And a 50-10 off the restart as well.
Yeah, very good kick there. Ireland have to be happy with that. Getting a 50-10 off the restart is hard to do, and GB just caught out by the bounce and not being quite ready. Having brought on a couple of subs.
Yeah, I mean, O'Keefe, not the tallest man on the field in terms of jumping up and trying to gather that one, but it was a good 9 or 10 feet in the air as it bounced over him, so there's not a man alive who would have been able to stop it. Beautiful kick. Sets Ireland up
Maybe
really
Mark
well.
O'Brien will now from mixed open. He's probably the tallest player we have.
Simultaneous.
Ireland look to attack the line, but it's good defence by GB. Nice and disciplined, up nice and quick to make the tags to hold Ireland out. Similar to before, Ireland hammering on the door. GB though, nice and tight.
Turnover 6, turnover.
It's going to be a penalty there for contact against O'Keefe.
1, drop.
And it
Good
is
tag
GB's O'Keefe
by Alex
that
Murphy.
comes away with it. Kenny Hunt on the left-hand side. If you find your feet are slipping around inside your boots, it's Kenny Hunt you need to speak to. His gripwork socks worn by most players on this men's 30 side for GB. In fact, a lot of players within the programme. Offering that vital edge and providing greater longevity through the day, so your feet don't get so blistered. Mike Bloom puts in a kick and then makes an athletic diving tag after the GB attack breaks down. A knock on there by Ireland. Great Britain once again on the ball, once again in the Irish half. Still looking for their opening score as Rob Murch of the Cuzzies, winner of the 2 major tri-tag rugby tournaments we've had so far this year, bossing the team in the middle.
Yeah, GB went wide quite effectively there, but Ireland's drift is good. They make a tag for not very many metres gained.
Murch ships it out to no one in particular. Confusion there from the players as to what they're going to do, and a knock-on is spotted. I wasn't sure for a moment whether GB were going to have got away with it.
Good spot by the referee, to be fair.
Yeah, correct. Cool.
Much criticism as I gave him, that was a good spot. Oh wait, I'm not allowed to criticise refs, that's it.
We go through this in the briefing before commentary every tournament, Barry.
Yeah, fair. So Ireland look to break out again now. Oh, and it's a rare mistake by Kennerson. And it's GB who have the ball now on Ireland's 10-metre line.
Murch to Booth. Worked back to the left-hand side. Hampson with a strong display with East London at Nationals just 5 weeks ago. All the players to the left for GB if they can get it out. Hampson tries to snake through the middle, unable to get in. Kennison with the tag.
Yeah, Ireland were a bit packed in there. GB might have been better off going wide.
Ben Hughes also trying to twist the hips, but the gap's just not there. This Irish defence so experienced and so accurate. That's absolutely fine in tag rugby. Yes, it gives away another set of 6 to GB, but it's not a penalty offence. Legitimate defensive tactic from Ireland, and Hampson nearly through there. Maybe should have backed himself, gone for the dive instead of the pass.
Probably would have, yeah. Rather than making the pass, it gave the defender the opportunity to make up for not taking a tag in the first place. It's good defence by Ireland. They push GB back. GB with a lot of ball down here, but no score to show for it. It's really good defence by Ireland so far.
Yeah, it's fast line press, but all together, all as one unit. Puts the pressure on and means that mistakes like that from GB are forced, and Ireland continue their immaculate record and keeping GB men's 30s out.
Yeah, GB won't be happy having all that ball down the line but not managing to really do anything with it. Ireland will look to break out with numbers now, but it's a good tag on the wing by GB. You feel GB can't really afford to concede again before half time and not score themselves. It's a close game though.
It is just the 2 tries between both sides, with a total of 3 points in favour of Ireland. We've brought you 2 Great Britain wins on this first pitch. Looks like we might be heading towards an Irish win as we approach half time in this one.
Yeah, it's good tag by Angus O'Brien there in the middle.
Yeah, really good, and it gains, when you look at where Ben Hughes had got on the left wing, gains about 10 metres in defence for Ireland. That Rob Chance offering the hit, not quite a surrender though.
GB come down the blind side. Oh, bit of time and space here potentially.
A penalty given away by Great Britain. Hughes will feel he wasn't left with anywhere to go but the touchline or the defender. He chose the defender and he missed the tag. Levens for the hat-trick if he goes here. Chance doesn't have the pace. He steps back inside. Levens. Oh, wow. Well, that is
cheeky,
but classy as well. I mean, to have the balance, to have the temperament there, to just take that step back inside. He'd sprinted away from Chance. McDermott was coming over from his left-hand side, but he knew if he took the step off the right foot, he would be able to get the bonus box score. 5 points for Ireland, and all 5 of them coming from that man, Jack Levens, in the number 14 jersey for Ireland.
Yep.
It's Kennison we were talking about at the start, Barry, but it's Levens who's been the difference so far.
Oh, very much so, yeah. He's having a fabulous game.
Aidan Wilkinson just stopping that one from going over into the force field that would have ensured Ireland received a dropout from Great Britain back to them. As it is, GB now on tag 2, 15 metres out from their line.
Contact. Yep. Play on!
Chance twisting the hips to get within 10 metres of the halfway line. Here goes Bloom. Mike Bloom beating two defenders, caught eventually by the third inside the Irish half now. Roach trying to position his players, and then that pass is just...
Pass on the hand, unfortunately, just a little bit short.
Impossible to do anything on that. And the momentum that GB had created slightly lost, but they are still in possession on the right-hand side. McDermott tagged, and that will bring an end to the first half. Ireland 5, Great Britain nothing.
I think you mean Jack Levin's 5, Great Britain nothing. No?
Well, you could say so, just like Joe Miles scored all of GB's points in the Women's 35s game previously. It's Jack Levins who scored every single one of the 5, all 3 tries, including 2 bonus box scores in this one. And so half-time, cumulatively 11-0 to Ireland from 1.5 games. It's a huge hill for Great Britain to climb to get back into not only this game but this men's 30 series, Barry.
Yeah, I think that's fair, Will. I think that the 30s came with the firm intention of doing their absolute limit, and at the moment that's the way they seem to be playing. Probably helped in this game certainly by a very, very good performance by several players, but Jack Levins probably being the standout, with his last try, to be fair, being a very excellent finish. What should have been potentially a 1 became a 2 through pure footwork and speed of thought. So they'll be very happy with how it's gone so far. But I know this team, they're absolutely determined to do well in the World Cup, and they view this as their last real proper test before the World Cup, and they want to put down a marker today.
Absolutely, these matches can provide a real springboard for each of the sides from both GB and Ireland to power them into the World Cup and on to even greater success there. Just going to bring you up to date with all of the results from every team's first game of the day. A couple of them we mentioned for you already, but we'll run back through everything. So men's open, game 1 was won 4-2 by Great Britain. Men's 30, it's the first game of the one we're watching here now. Ireland won that one 6-0. Men's 40s, you had that on pitch 1, GB 8, Ireland 2. Mixed open on the back pitches, it was 8-8 between the two sides there. Women's 30s, the result there was a win for Great Britain, 8-1. 8-1 for the women's 30s in favour of GB, 9-2 for the women's open in favour of GB. So GB leading the women's open and women's 30s categories. Mixed seniors though, the first win went to Ireland, 9-5 to the Irish. And the exhibition game that we had on pitch 1 in our second showing of the day was 1-2 by Great Britain women's 35s. So we'll shortly be bringing you the second half of the second game of the men's 30s category, with Ireland leading 5-0 at the moment.
Ireland will be happy how this one's going so far. But second half, all still to play for. Ireland not quite out of sight. They're just 2-3 scores ahead. So not that much in the grand scheme, I think. So it'll be interesting to see how this second half goes.
So with those results in from round 1, just round 1 only, that is Great Britain leading in 4 of the 7 categories, Ireland leading in 2 of them, and the mixed open category 0-0 after a draw in game 1. The women's 35 scores not counting to the awarding of the B&I this year, but that would be the 5th category Great Britain are leading in, as we await the resumption of hostilities in this second game of the men's 30s category. Barry, it's gone Ireland's way so far. More of the same could well be coming in this second half, but put yourself in a GB pair of shoes for the time being, and tell us what it is that GB need to do to get back in this game.
Play that. 1, drop. Push up. 2. Pull away. Yeah. 3. Pull away.
Mike Brent picks and goes for GB. Tag well made by Ireland. And Dave Wilkinson of Yorkshire and Great Britain puts in the kick. Challenging one for Ireland to deal with. It's not going near the touchline for the 50-10, and eventually Thomas McGrath does well to bring the ball in.
Keep coming. Brilliant.
Canderson on the ball, and really GB giving him too much time there. In the end, he didn't take any options, but a player like that, you want to be closing down a lot quicker, Barry. As the kick through comes from Ireland, Kenny Hunt can't quite deal with it, knocks it back and into the hands of the on-rushing Killian Marmion, and he's done superbly there to stay alive when he looked like he'd overrun the ball. Kennison can't dart away from chance, but it is the Irish with the chance that didn't look like it was going to come their way. An opportunity now to sprint for the box for Marmion once again. Oh, McAvoy, sorry it was. Yeah.
Tag 3! Try line. Tag 4. In the field of play, tag 4.
We apologise if there was any interruption to your usual Barry Keary service there. Barry may not have been switched on, but he's back with us now. And I mean that in a electronic sense, not metaphorically.
You've just been trying to get rid of me as usual, Will. Is that it?
As the long pass comes in from Ireland over to the left-hand side. Hand was in there from GB, and it will give Ireland another set of 6. And they work over to the right-hand side. Probably another hand there from Champs.
So yeah, that was probably unfortunate. It looks that GB will now have to defend again, and it looks like it's another knock-on by GB. That's 3 in a row, Will, down at the line, which isn't great when you're defending.
Well, the work that you have to put into defending, it's all 8 are involved continually every time, and it is slightly differently to the attack. And so to have to defend for long periods in this kind of heat really is exhausting, and is only going to work against you in the long run.
Yeah, relieved by a penalty there now against Ireland for contact. With Paul O'Brien just going into the defensive line, not aiming at a gap, so the referee turned the ball over for contact. GB looking to come down the wing, but Ireland's defence as well. Marsh and GB not gaining many metres.
Yeah, Ben Hughes' acceleration pulling him away, but the tag had already been made before it got to him, and so GB momentum lost as Hughes had to run all the way back. Hampson now sees whether an option will open up in front of him. It doesn't. Sandhu equal to him with the tag. Roach goes for the kick, and it's going to be gathered by the threat, Levens. Roach does make the tag on him.
Wait for it.
Just before Levens breaks away for what could have been his third score, sorry. No, fourth score, yeah, he scored 2 bonus box tries and a single pointer.
Yeah, it would have been a score.
Hat-trick already in the first half for Levens, as Sandu takes it up 10 metres inside the British half.
Yeah, Alex Murphy looking to go wide. Outside to the winger. The winger's tagged well though. It's back to Miles O'Hagan and back inside to Alex Murphy. He looks to pass to Podge O'Brien, but unfortunately the pass is only to a GB player.
Chance managing to fall on the ball and clear it up, and Great Britain will go down the left-hand side with Ben Hughes. Once again, contact is made, no penalty given either way. Hampson picks and goes, tag made on him before he can gain too much ground. Murch has to check his run, first receiver, finds Aidan Wilkinson, spilt backwards by Hampson, but cleared up by O'Keefe.
Yeah, it's going to be back to tag 0 because it was advantage there for a knock-on. So GB will get a chance to attack again with a fresh set of tags.
Murch with the early kick.
Murphy
It's a
back
good one.
with Levens outside.
So Murphy almost round the outside there. Johnny Beryl just making the tag.
It's back to Gurge. Gurge looks to go inside. He stopped though, just short of the 10-metre line. Jack Levens has Miles O'Hagan on his shoulder. O'Hagan opts to pass to Podge O'Brien, but it looks like it's going to be contact for the attempted tag on Levens.
Just wait.
It is just when O'Keefe thought all his Christmases had come at once and he was going to have a free gallop to the bonus box. It is instead Ireland attacking once again through that man Jack Levens. Numbers to the left, but they will go right.
It's Marion on the ball now with D round outside, back inside to Alex, but Alex Murphy is tagged before he can quite make the line. It's really good defence by GB again. But Ireland look to move the ball quickly with O'Hagan on the ball. He fakes a pass, but the GB defence doesn't buy it and they make a good tag. Back inside to Levens. Levens looks to go outside, and it's another knock-on by GB, so it's a fresh set of tags again. GB having to do a lot of defending at this point in the second half.
Yeah, I feel like deja vu for the men's 30 side now. So many times Ireland has had them pinned down inside their own red zone, and so many times that they've been able to refresh their sets and go again.
Yeah, Ireland look to go in the corner, but GB defended quite well. No panic, they're dealing really well with this set despite all the ball. Ireland haven't managed to score yet.
Tag made by Murch on Levens. Ireland looking to go left. Murch gets a hand in there. It's going to be yet another set. The signal from the referee is that Murch has gone too soon from the mark, so it's an offside.
You feel GB may well concede here because Ireland have had so much ball down here now and so much pressure. It's a lot to have to defend. Evans looks to jink in, but he's well tagged. He complains to the referee, but the referee's having none of it, telling him to get on with it. And now it's Kennerson on the ball who opts for the kick through. It's a little bit messy, both ways. I think that's a 50-50 and the ref's going to give GB the penalty, so GB will get the chance to finally break out.
Yeah, Matt ultimately deciding in favour of Great Britain. Murch with the tap over to, or passes it over to Hampson for the tap. Hampson skips up a few metres. Hughes within 10 of the Irish half. Another set of 6 called with the penalty for Great Britain.
Yeah, I think penalty there for pulling the shorts potentially, was it?
Confusion from both sides. Yeah, well,
must be just a tag.
The new set of 6 signalled, but the marker allowed to be put in place.
Michael Darwin opts to come up. GB up to kick the ball. Perhaps not the wisest decision on a low.
Yeah, not much that Booth could do really. The pass was to his feet, and as you say, the Irish defence right up in his face, Barry.
Yeah, fair. Good pressure by Ireland. He could have just tried to catch the ball though.
Tag!
Potentially.
Maybe if your boys put a little bit less pressure on, then he might be able to.
Back to the
Gotta
tag.
play
Drop,
fair.
drop.
That's true. There's a fair bit of pressure on the Irish side, alright. Ireland are hammering away at the GB line. And GB are doing well to hold them out at this point.
Kennison picks and goes, and this could well be another try for Ireland.
No.
No tag called.
Tag. It is now. That's a try. I think.
Matt
Yeah.
Rosley awards the try.
To Jack
And
Evans.
who's that scored?
I think it's Jack Evans.
What? I mean,
I don't think we've ever commentated in a game where someone scored that many points.
4 tries, 6
Rona
points.
Roper maybe in a
Yeah,
ladies game.
Emily Rona Roper for GB Women's Open last year on day 1 of the British and Irish Cup had a similarly dominant performance, but I'm sure a few of her teammates scored on that day. So far, no one but Levens getting a look in for Ireland. They won't mind though. They'll be happy to go along for the ride and enjoy the 6-0 lead.
It's all about the team, as you know, Will. What matters is who wins the game. How you get there is just part of it.
So 3/4 of the way through game 2, Ireland already at the score that they won game 1 by, 6-0 in their favour. Great Britain really desperate now to get something on the board. This game does look to be gone for them, and so too with it. The category, just 3 tests in the series this time. Ireland will take a 2-0, an unassailable 2-0 lead after this game. But GB, they want to show what they can do. They want to get over that try line. Roach unable to take that ball. Ireland take possession.
Yeah, good pressure again by Ireland there. Just slight error by GB. Unfortunately, pass just a little bit low. Due to the line speed that Ireland were coming up at, and Ireland will get another opportunity to attack.
Tag made by Booth on Liddy. Ireland already going again through Sandu up the middle.
It's back outside to
O'Hagan.
Miles O'Hagan, who looks to go wide to Angus O'Brien. And again, Paul O'Keefe just gets tagged before he has a chance to really do anything. Miles O'Hagan after the kick through gets his piece of luck.
Oh, it's worked incredibly for him.
Off a GB player who was on the ground, and that's unfortunate for GB. That's a very unlucky try to concede, and Miles O'Hagan gets in on Jack Levens' action by claiming a try of his own.
He does. A quarter of the points now belong to O'Hagan with that one. Just gets it inside the front right corner of the bonus box after the kick ricocheted up off the boot of the British defender, straight back into the hands of O'Hagan. No defenders in front of him. Ireland 8, GB nothing at this point in the game. Just 8 minutes remaining. GB will really want to get themselves off the mark, and this will give them an opportunity to do so. We know that Kennison's boot is big as he looks to signal there for an Aussie rules goal. It would have been, were he playing that sport, straight through the goal in the middle. 6 points it would have been if he was playing that sport. Unluckily for Kennison, it's tag, and so it is a tap on halfway for GB. Hanid and Brent linking up on this right hand side, finding Booth. Roach, options closing down in front of him. He went to go right and realised he'd run behind Brent. That would have been a penalty to Ireland, so went left in the end. Brent unable to find Hanid before the tag. Sure, Riz's kids at home will be watching on, very proud of their dad once again representing his country. And Dave Wilkinson taking that ball up to the line, probably should have held on to it. The pass to Brent was just in front of him, he was unable to claw it in. Lost forwards, and Kennison, as you'd expect, already at the mark, already looking for Ireland to build their next attack. Puts himself at dummy half and passes to the left into the arms of Liddy.
Taking Liddy. Looks go inside to Alex Murphy. Just move back inside from Link. He'll roll to Angus O'Brien, and it's going to be out to Kennerson. Kennerson has Marion outside, but he opts for the kick for 50-10. It looks like it might have legs, but no. Just goes over the end line, so it's going to be a tap out 10, but Ireland being back 7.
So after a wonderful opening 50-10 in this game from Kennerson, he's tried it twice more since then, and it's just not quite worked out for him. that one even closer. And the thing is, you're about to say about the territory that it gives and the pressure it takes off Ireland in defence, and you're absolutely right. Even if it doesn't go right, it's not a huge error.
No. Sometimes this game is all about territory, and if you kick, you never know. Maybe the fullback gets the ball and you force them to make a mistake, you force them to knock on, you force them to throw a forward pass.
Talking of forcing them to make mistakes, the dancing feet of Mike Bloom there, bewitching the defenders, and he made some good ground on the right hand side. GB has shipped it all the way over to the left, but once again, as so many times before, the task going astray and knocked into touch.
Now you feel GB potentially forcing it a bit because they're so far behind, and then the errors are just creeping in because they're making the mistake of thinking what they're going to do with the ball before they actually secure the ball. So there's knock-ons happening when potentially they shouldn't be. But they're defending well here. They've fenced Ireland in, and there was no real yardage gain there, but Ireland looked to go wide again through Marnian, who opted for the kick through. He's in a chase. GB, you feel need the ball to go here, and that's a good tag by Levens and a good clearing territory kick by Ireland. GB all the way back down and close to their try line. If Ireland can force a turnover here, it'll be an opportunity to get pressure back on again. And for 3 tags, GB have only gained approximately 5 metres. Ireland are up quick again, and it looks like they'll make the tag again, and we're now up to 4. And GB haven't really moved too far forward. And Ireland on 5th and last tag.
As Barrow tagged on the right touchline. Roach will have to kick. It is a good kick. It goes over the head of the defender, just short of the 50-10, but it will be Ireland possession fairly deep inside their own half.
Yeah, Ireland look to calm it down now, just going through the motions and often to keep the ball because they have this game under control, so they're not really going to do anything silly. 11s looks to break again. And it's back to Gurge, and it's outside to D. Ronan. He has time and space. He beats the first one, but the second player gets him. Nice mini break by Rowan though. Back inside then to Andy Harris. Andy Harris to the try scorer today, Jack Levens. Back to Paddy O'Brien on the wing, but he gets tagged. And we're going to go back inside to Levens again and back to Harris. No, Levens opts for the kick through himself. He gathers, but he's tagged just as he gathers. So Ireland again up on the GB line on a low tag count. Will have the opportunity to attack at least twice. They opt for the pass outside to O'Hagan. It's last tag now. Be interesting to see what Ireland try to do here down on the line. Gurge goes outside. It's back to Levens, and it's a tag on Levens and turnover at GB. Good defence by GB there, decent attack by Ireland as well.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the ground they gained. It's certainly exactly what GB need to be doing themselves. They were unable to make those incisions that Ireland have demonstrated for them so well. Bit better on this opening couple here as Bloom finds his way just short of the 10 metre. A fake pump from Aidan Wilkinson, and then over the head of Beryl into touch, but offside signalled by Matt Rosley, the referee, so Great Britain will get
he knew it was a free play, Will.
That's certainly what he'll be telling people. Tag made because Bloom's foot was down, or his knee was down. The tag wasn't actually taken off him. Chance not able to get past Sandu.
Good tag by Ireland, but the question mark there about closing the gap.
Yeah.
The penalty wouldn't have been unwarranted. Should be look to move it now. The trick here will be not to knock the ball on. It's tag 3. They've got field position. Just need to be nice and calm and don't rush it.
And just as you
Commentator's
say,
course.
signalled backwards though by Rosley, but it does bring GB to 5th tag. Chance picks and goes from dummy half, puts in the kick himself, a little bit scrappy. And Rosley just explaining to Murch and Levens what he's seen, and ultimately Great Britain are going to get another set here. I believe he's saying played at by Ireland and then knocked on.
I think he's saying knock on, on the ground, which I think it probably was. In fairness, good call by the ref. Kyle Murphy opts to make the tag. He's going to have to make it again, and he does. taking the two this time for good effect.
Great Britain very tight together as they look to work the ball back to the right, having initially gone left. Luckily for them, Ireland caught offside. Rosley just wants to make sure he's got the defensive line set before Bloom goes. The fake pump from Bloom, but Ireland holding out still. Inside the final minute, Great Britain looking for their opening score still. Hampson
by Harris, but it's going
has
to be
the gap closed. Murch looking for the quick tap. Right on the box.
But Andy Harris not buying it, he makes the tag.
Yeah, and he's got to go back to where the tag was made. Murch can't take that quick roll. Bloom finds Ainsley.
Well watched by the Irish defence there, and a good tag by Angus O'Brien.
Just 15 seconds remaining, and Great Britain looking for a consolation score in this one. Final play of the game. Murch over the top and into touch, and this one will end Ireland 8, Great Britain 0. And the first series of the day that we can say has been awarded goes in favour of Ireland. 2 comprehensive wins, 6-0 and 8-0. Ireland wrap up the men's 30s.
Yeah, it's a fairly ruthless performance by the Irish men's 30s in fairness. Following up the big win in the first game with an even bigger win in the second. Aided by, it has to be said, a great performance by Jack Levins individually, who scored 6 of the 8 points. But yeah, Matt Henderson will be very happy with that. He came here to put down a marker on the road to the World Cup, and he's done so in the first 2 games with his squad. So they'll hope to continue that, I would imagine, in game 3.
They certainly will. Of course, if we have a tied category, that one won't count towards the standings, which increases the chance of there being a tie overall in this 2023 British and Irish Cup. In that event, it would come down to games 1, and so categories where one nation can win 3-0 over another are absolutely crucial if we find ourselves in that situation. Barry Keary is heading pitch side and will hopefully be bringing you an interview with a member of the victorious Irish men's 30s squad before we will turn our attention to the women's 30s, and following that the mixed seniors. The last 2 games that we will be bringing you today on Tag Rugby's YouTube and Great Britain Tag Rugby's Facebook, before we switch at 15:25 to the Rugby Football League's Our League app. But you can also watch on a phone or a laptop. You don't have to download the app if you don't wish to. You can register for the Our League for free, and that is where you will be able to watch the final 3 games of the day from pitch 1, all of them in the opens categories. Men's Open first at 3:30, Mixed Open at 4:20, and then the final game of the day, Women's Open at 5:10. So 2 more games on TTR's YouTube and Great Britain Tag Rugby's Facebook page before 3 games on RFL's Our League. And you can see it is the victorious Matt Kennison jogging over to join Barry Keary pitch side for this one in the interview.
Hello, I'm joined here by Matt Henderson from Men's 30s.
How you going?
Can you hear?
I can hear you.
Hi Matt.
How you going?
You happy with how that went?
Yeah, happy with how it went.
Are you happy with how that went?
Yeah, I feel we were quite scrappy. We didn't really play our style. We were a bit more clinical in the first game. I know the scores were identical, but it just felt like we were a bit clunky there in that second one. But yeah, you know, a win's a win, and it proved the boys and our identity is we just make mistakes and scrap until we get the footy back and try and complete. You know, well, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy with the win.
You happy with how Jack Levins went in that game?
I'll tell you something about Jack Levins,
I
right?
think he got 6 of the 8 points.
When Jack Levins, when the camera's on, that guy turns up. That's all it is. So I'll tell you something, Barry, put us on pitch 1 for the whole World Cup and we'll win it. Because Jack Levins just wants to show off to the rest of the world. That's a fact. You write that one down. Jack Levins loves the camera.
I will write that down. I particularly like the box try where he stepped back inside to take out the covering defender.
Yeah, he's a bit of a show pony, but hey, if you can do them and you can do them on the big stage, I'm happy with that.
Yeah. How do you think game 3 is going to go, Matt?
Well, we still haven't finalised our squad, so game 3 will be very much a mixed match of different players playing different positions. I'd said with about 10 to go how they're making my decision to finalise the squad so hard, so I think myself and players like Jack and Killian Marmion will take a backward step for this game, and see those guys who are fighting for the last couple of spots really put their hand up and try and get one of those last spots for the World Cup. So I think that's how we'll play it, try a few new combos and see how we end up.
Very good, very good. Well, best of luck in your last game.
Thanks very much, guys.
And congratulations on your first 2 wins.
Cheers.